Next stage, a man looking for trouble. What can you see beyond the darkness?
When you look beyond the darkness, tell me, what do you see? It's your boy T-I-N-Y to the P. Yeah, he's looking for trouble here on twitch.tv with Crash or Jade or Spyro or Leon Kennedy. Is there a new game to start? Is he doing some art? Maybe knowledge of an 80s children's show to impart? Cause he's pentiferous, vigorous, rigorous. He's damn vociferous. When arting or Mario Karting, he's straight carnivorous. Tiny Peter. Tiny Peter.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
With a great rate of save states debating his fate, Peter's greeted by emote of cheaters when people donate. Give him a or a and we'll build up the hype, and I'll struggle to read half the words that you type. So are you ready to go? Come on, what will it be? Are we gaming or painting or watching dated kids TV? Grab a bite, crack a sprite, dim the lights, sit tight, cause the stream's about to start and the mics sound right, boy. Tiny Peter. Tiny Peter.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Boy.
I was muted for some reason. What I did say was, "It's Christmas." Kind of loses the effect. Hang on, do you know what? Let's pretend. Here we go. Etc. It's Christmas. There we go. That's annoying, isn't it? Little muted microphone there. Just what you want. Here we are. It's me, Tiny Peter. I'm here to do a Christmas Watchalong with you all.
Oh yeah, here we go. Tiny Peter Austin Christmas Watchalong stream time.
Indeed.
Hello Peter, how are you? How was your weekend? The Tatapeel video was incredible and it was lovely to see what everyone sent in. Hope you and the team enjoyed the best of TripleJump 2023 video I shared earlier. All the best to you, TP. You amazing human being.
You're right, chat. I didn't check the mic to make sure it sounded right, boy. I even, I get warned at the beginning of streams to do that, and I still didn't do it. But we're in now. We're sorted. We've got sound. So I'm gonna give you a little explanation of what we're doing today, but not before I have thanked Stephen for the bits there. I'm glad you enjoyed the Tatapeel video unboxing. Thank you to everybody who sent stuff in. I did allude to the fact that a couple of things from the Tatapeel are already on my background. Some things that aren't on my background are at the office, either on my desk or on they will be on the new stream, the joint stream background. So if you don't see your thing here or in someone else's stream at home, don't worry. But here's one. Here we go. And I didn't really get to give a close-up of this during the unboxing, but this is quite something. Here he is. Will it focus? It might. It's trying. It's Nosy Bonk with his nose gaze. I've turned him around this way, so because if I have him facing the other way, you can't see him past the nose gaze. But there they are. Those are his nose gaze. Isn't that amazing? And apparently this mini already exists. It was just, you can just buy the mini. So I think the diorama, the greenhouse was the main bit of effort. But that's my my Nosy Bonk greenhouse, which I love very much. Over There is a Funko Pop of me, which is lovely. Really like that. Oh, Jesus. Ben and Ashton have them too, but they might be... I don't know if they're maybe... They were talking about maybe having them in the background of joint streams. I don't know. I really wanted to... I just took mine home immediately, and I was like, that's going on my shelf. But, yeah. Oh, I've got this. Hang on. I built it. Someone sent in some Star Wars Lego, and I made the X-Wing, Pew Pew, etc. There's loads of stuff. I've got my signed photo of the person who voiced K9, whose name I don't even know, but that's cool. I do have a little Doctor Who bay down here. Oh, you can see it actually, can't you? And when I say Doctor Who bay, it's mostly just DVD box sets and nothing else. But loads of lovely things were sent in. I've just eaten some jerky when I got home because I was like, oh, I need a quick snack before Christmas streams. So I've chowed down on some jerky. Yeah, loads of stuff was sent in. It was all lovely. Lots of edible things that we have eaten or are in the process of eating. There was loads of Milka white chocolate in my fridge. Thank you to every single person who sent a game for worst games or weirdest games, a lovely bit of custom stuff or actual just tat. Or even just a nice letter. Whatever it is that you sent, thank you very much for it. And if you didn't send anything, don't worry. You're cool too. We love you all the same. Just like mum and dad love all of their children equally. I'm the favourite, I think. No, I'm joking. Python jerky. That was open there and then. No, I didn't bring the Python jerky home. But I did have some. Marco Bar says, gutted I won't be able to watch the whole thing this year. I don't see my girlfriend allowing me to stay on Twitch for that long. Oh no, sorry to hear that, Marco Bar. It's going to be 2 hours. And we will attempt to put the VOD on YouTube, but we might get in trouble for doing so. So if you do want to catch the VOD for today's stream, try and catch it quick. But there we go. Steven Skoda says, gifted a sub to Eduf Vidal, or Eduf Vidal, taking Stephen up to 1,027 gift subs. Thank you very much, Stephen, for the gift. And we've got Retribution, who's in the chat with the first time chat. Hello and welcome to the chat community. There we go. So that is all of the alerts and things, which is lovely. And now, just to tell you all what it is that we're doing today, for those who don't know, I set my lights to red because it seemed like the most Christmassy colour, but I'm not sure.
Peter, the tat appeal was great. The drama the Zimbabwe dollar do caused was hilarious.
Oh my God!
How did it go when you gave it to James?
What a way to end. Hype train's incoming, by the way. I did try green, but then that should be that kind of green. Yeah. Well, even showing it on camera doesn't help very much. But
to Jeremiah that tadpole's cheer. Bonus bits unlocked. We added 50 more bits.
Oh, thanks Twitch. I don't know why they do that sometimes, but that's cool. It looks a lot greener in real life than it does on there. That's like proper, like turquoise, isn't it? But maybe we'll just go back to blue. Match my jumper. Today is a Christmas watch-along stream. We do them every year. We've done them 3 years in a row now. This will be the 4th year. In the past, we have watched BBC's The Box of Delights, BBC's The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe, and BBC's The Children of Green Noah. All 3 of which were made in, I think, the 1980s. There or thereabouts.
Extra bits for Tiny Peter Rostin Hype Train.
They're all about children going on a magical adventure at Christmas. Now, we've sort of run out of children going on magical adventures at Christmas made in the late 20th century. So something had to give. And what I've got for you today is a series of shorter little bits and bobs, but all of them have at least maintained the age of the kind of content that we like to watch. I think the most recent thing we're watching today is from the 1990s, but we've got a couple of things from the 70s. So we're at least going old vintage, and most of it's kind of magical / in fact all of it is semi-magical or fantastical. So we're going to have a great time. Not so many well-spoken children in today's stream as we have had historically, but that's fine. So we'll be watching all that together. We'll be having a lovely Christmassy time over on this screen. Oh, spoilers. Did you see one of the things we're watching? How exciting. But before we get there, let me thank Jeremiah the Tadpole for 500 bits, which Twitch then added to, which is wild. and look at the hype train go. I'm glad you enjoyed the Zimbabwe dollary-do controversy. It happened right at the end of the video as well, which was a lot of fun. Really nice, go out on a high. We didn't let on to James that we knew how much it was or wasn't worth. Ashton said to him twice, I don't know how much it's worth. You might want to, don't know how much it's worth. Kind of wanting him to then look it up and think that he might have $2,000 and go through the same adventure we did. But he didn't seem to bite. So whether he's looked it up since and gone through the same emotional roller coaster or immediately realised they're no longer valid or legal tender globally, then I don't know. But it was a real adventure. Thank you Twitch for 100 bits. Shrug. Don't know how that works. C Plummy converted from Prime to a tier 1 sub. Oh, well, that's fantastic. Thank you, C Plummy. I assume that means you've gone from the free Prime subscription to one that you've had to pay for, but you have gone out on a limb and paid actual money for a sub rather than the free one on Prime, which means a lot that you have done that. Oh, don't worry, Dead Minis. I worked out the greenhouse attachment.
Love the tat appeal. I'm glad you enjoy your gifts.
The magnets. I do know the back comes off. It's all good. But yeah, we were fiddling around trying to. At the time, I didn't know the back came off, and we were like, "Oh, how are we going to pick up Nosy Bonk? We'll need some tweezers." But no, don't worry. It's all good. Forgotten Media, 26 months. That went fast. Well, thank you for being subscribed for that fast time, Forgotten Media. Not a Tadpole, subscribed for 38 months. Merry Xmas, Walrus friends. I wonder if Not a Tadpole and Jeremiah the Tadpole hate each other. Are they nemesis? They could be. 200 bits from the El Dude Brothers. Merry Bitmas. Love the tap appeal. Glad you enjoyed the gifts. Thank you, El Dude Brothers. And Stephen has gifted a sub to Retribution. Or
Hello, TP.
Buzione.
I'm very glad you enjoyed the bits I sent in and to even some of them sit on your shelf. The fact the rod hole signature and thick paper perplexed you a little was very funny.
Yeah, I was like, is this Rod? Because it didn't quite look like him either, I thought. It only looks a bit like him in the photo. It did throw me off. Dr. Goblin, thank you for the bits. Yes, everyone sent lovely stuff. I couldn't begin to list all the nice things people sent. Just because some things didn't make it to this shelf. It's not what's the word? It doesn't. It's not. It's what? It's not a. I'm waiting for chat. Someone's gonna give me the word that I want. It doesn't mean that I think your thing is crap, is what I'm trying to say. Some of it is on. It means that's it, Trolling Badger. It means Peter despises you. Correct. That is what. Those are the words I was looking for. If it's not on this shelf, it means I despise you. So that's it. Should we have a wonderful Christmas time? Simply, in the words of Paul McCartney and The Wings. Yes, we should. Was that The Wings or was it just Paul McCartney? Wonderful Christmas time. It's Paul McCartney and it's just Paul McCartney, apparently. Yes, it's just Paul McCartney. Well, there we go. I can see the Pumuckle VHS tape. He doesn't hate me. That's true. That's been there all the time. It's just that I've shuffled around the TripleJump stuff, so now you can actually see it. So I only hate you a bit, I suppose. Maybe I used to hate you and now less so. Right. So, you sent the ducks, did you, Adi Pramana? Fantastic. Bacon Bear, it's not crap. It's worse than most. That's true. Everyone's saying lovely things in the chat and I'm getting distracted. We need to watch some Christmas television. Here we are. The first thing we're going to be watching today is a lovely, charming, animated version of Beatrix Potter's The Tailor of Gloucester. And we're going to have a nice time. And that's it. We're going to have a nice time. Just moving some windows around here so that I can deal with this. Oh no, these are terrifying, says Plushy Loves Jennikin. These aren't terrifying. Some of these things will be a bit spooky though, so it's fine. Right, so we're going to start cute and wholesome. Actually, do you know what? We're not. We're not starting with the Tailor of Gloucester. We're not doing that. We're starting with something that is a bit spooky. Now, I've brought along the entire thing of this first thing.
Yeah.
This best not be the roller poly mouse thing. Scared the heck out of me as a kid.
The roller poly mice thing, yeah. Hang on, let me move that up so we can see it. There we go. I think I've done it. I think that's fixed. Let me do a test. Be whip. There we go. It's done. It's safe. We can see it all. It is the roly-poly mice thing, but it's not that one. So we're starting with the Tailor of Gloucester. No, we're not. We're not. We're starting with... I'm going to hit play, because otherwise I won't do it. And I can talk while we listen to the intro. Marker Bar, thank you for the bits. Should we just go? Let's just go. So this is the 1971 hand-drawn version of A Christmas Carol. It's told by Michael Redgrave. And it's the voice of Alice de Sim. And I've brought along the whole thing. It's 20 minutes long. Now, it's directed by Richard Williams. And the art here that we're dealing with is wonderful stuff. Thank you to Ayeti for subscribing. Yeehaw, I didn't do this right the first time. Oh, that's a shame. Don't worry. Oh, you're doing it right now. But this thing is 25 minutes long. And I think what I'm going to do is, in fact, kind of skim through to some of the spookier bits. So we'll watch the first scene. We'll watch Jacob Marley, and then we'll skim through. But
place, London. The time, 1843. The season, that of jollity, of festivity and charity, holly and berries and goodwill to all men, with perhaps one exception. And it is with this exception that we are concerned in our story. The exception is Ebenezer Scrooge.
Now, one thing I will just add as well is that this is a 4K upscaled version of this animation, which I was torn about because it's by far and above the crispest, clearest version of this. And I thought, as I'm streaming it, I need the sharpest one I can find. All the others are like barely 360p. They're all smudged and like old quality. This is way, way sharper. Unfortunately, the process of upscaling this to 4K, a lot of the scenes are like tinted, quite a cold color, which is a real shame because the reason that anyone would watch this is not particularly for the writing. It's quite an abridged version. It's not even necessarily for the performances, although Alice de Sim is very good. But it's for the artwork. This is a beautiful, haunting
God save you.
version.
Humbug. Christmas a humbug, Uncle? You don't mean that, I'm sure.
And the fact that some of it is kind of washed out
What reason
is a shame.
You're poor enough.
Well, come then, what reason have you to be morose? You're rich enough.
Bah! Humbug.
Don't be cross, Uncle.
What else can I be? Out upon a Merry Christmas. If I could work my will, every idiot who goes back with Merry Christmas on his lips should be boiled in his own pudding and buried.
What's wrong with the eyebrows, this Sprout stuff?
Uncle.
I think that's just what everyone had back then. Big eyebrows.
Keep it in mind.
Don't be angry, Uncle. Come, dine with us tomorrow.
Never. No, good afternoon.
I'm sorry with all my heart to find you so resolute. But I'll keep my Christmas humor to the last. So, a Merry Christmas, Uncle. And a Happy New Year.
Good afternoon.
And a Merry Christmas, Mr. Cratchit.
Merry Christmas, sir.
Good afternoon.
Is it loud enough for you?
Scrooge and Marley's, I believe.
I'm not drowning it out, am
Have I
I?
the pleasure of addressing Mr. Scrooge or Mr. Marley?
Mr. Marley died 7 years ago this very night.
At this festive season of the year, Mr. Scrooge, a few of us are endeavouring to raise a fund to buy the poor some meat and drink and means of warmth.
But are there no prisons?
Plenty of prisons.
And the treadmill and the poor law, the union workhouses, they in full vigour then?
Both very busy, sir.
Oh, I was afraid from what you said at first that something had occurred to stop them in their useful course.
Whoa.
I don't make merry myself.
Sarky beggar.
I can't afford to make idle people merry. Yes, I know. You'll tell me that many can't go there, and many would rather die. Well, we'd better do
Why would you
that
ever invite this
and
buzzkiller to your
decrease
Christmas
the
dinner,
surplus
says
population.
D Lodge 91.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Good afternoon.
Listen to this.
You'll want all day tomorrow, I suppose.
If quite convenient, sir.
It's not convenient, and it's not fair. If I was to stop you half a crown for it, you'd think yourself ill-used, I'll be bound.
Debating whether to give him all
Yet you
Christmas
don't
Day
think
off.
me ill-used when I pay a day's wages for no work.
It's only once a year, sir.
Well, that's a poor excuse for picking a man's pocket every 25th of December. You'll be here all the
So they've taken quite a lot
morning.
verbatim from the book here, like this.
Even the blind man's dog knew old Scrooge and avoided him. Scrooge kept all humanity at a distance.
Even the
Liked
blind
it that
man's
way.
dog knew old Scrooge and avoided him. You can see that a lot of this has been sort of rotoscoped based on actual movement.
Jacob Marley.
It's about to get spooky, everyone. Oh.
Humbug.
He's fine with it.
Humbug.
He's alright. Humbug. Cosmic Juliet, thanks for subscribing for 12 months. Look at that hat. How does he keep it so erect? We're really sort of jumping quite quickly through the story, aren't we? So we're going to watch Jacob Marley, and then we'll skip to Christmas Present.
What do you want with me?
March, you don't believe in me.
I don't. Because you may be an undigested bit of beef, a fragment of an underdone potato.
Some beef jerky.
There's more of gravy than of grave about you.
Oh, yes? Oh, my God. Gravy bear?
I wear the chain I forged in life. I made it link by link and yard by yard. I girded it on of my own free will, and of my own free will I wore it.
Now, you were always a good man of business, Jacob.
Business!
Oh, he's so horrid.
It was my business. Why did I walk through crowds of fellow beings with my eyes turned down?
Can you not
And
tie
never
your
raised
mouth back up
to that
again,
blessed
please?
star which led the wise men to a poor abode. Hear me.
I will.
Interestingly,
I am here tonight to warn you.
the man who voices Jacob Marley in this, I'm 99% sure, will be the voice of a character we will see much later on in today's proceedings in a much more happy and wholesome environment. But yeah, I'm sure it's the same person.
That you have yet a chance of escaping.
Does he have butt tentacles? Asks Chip Thompson's Thumbs. I don't know. They could be. Some would suggest there is coattails, but I think they might be butt tentacles.
Expect the first tomorrow, when the bell tolls 1. Expect the second on the next night at the same hour. The third upon the next night, when the last stroke of 12 has ceased to vibrate.
Oh.
The air was filled with moaning.
That's how I make all my exits. Out the window, screaming.
The air was filled with moaning phantoms. Their misery was plainly that they had
Oh, look at this. See, this is why I'm showing you this, right? There are 1,000,001 adaptations of A Christmas Carol out there. Everyone loves the Muppets, right? My personal favourite is one we're going to see later on. Again, we'll just see clips of it because we don't have time for the whole thing. But this kind of imagery here, I think, is actually like really cool and horrid, but like really cool. So yeah, I think there's a lot to be said for this particular version of the story.
to fear for good in human matters.
So, you all know the tale, right? The ghost of Christmas past comes and shows him that time when he let his girl go. They all have a dance around at Fezziwig's. Look at him going. He's having a fantastic time. Also, the ghost of Christmas past has 3 faces, I think.
Small matter to make these silly folks so full of gratitude.
Oh, 2.
Why is it
Look at him go. Look at his socks.
Spent but a few pounds of your mortal money. 3 or 4, perhaps.
But it isn't that, Spirit. He had the power. He had the power to render us happy or unhappy.
And there's some nice imagery here, actually, as well. I just skipped back to when he was a child at the school, all by himself. Look at this. Oh.
Oh, poor boy.
Poor boy. But we'll skip to Christmas present. We don't have time for the full thing, unfortunately. The love is gone. The love is gone. The sweet... Oh, here we are. Oh, yes. Brian Butterfield has entered the chat. Thank you to CMD Nemo for subscribing via Prime for 4 months. Merry Chrysler to you. And there's a first-time chat from Liz Her What, who says BRB turning on a light. Yeah, that might be a good idea.
Enter, Ebenezer Scrooge. Come in and know me better, man. I am the ghost
There's
of
a pig.
Christmas present.
Has he got his foot on a cake? It might just be a stool.
Come in and know me better, man.
Look at his foot. It's bare. He's got a bare foot on what I'm going to decide is an iced cake, but probably isn't. It'll be a futon, won't it? For his to put his foot on. And he has put his foot on it. He's got a bottle of moonshine there by his knee as well. It's got some X's on it, which means it's moonshine, right? I think that's the law. Everyone has to mark their moonshine with some X's.
I am the ghost of Christmas present.
Is that chest hair? Hang on a minute. Sorry, we keep skipping back, but
Come in and know me better, man.
he's got his like dressing gown. What is that? So there's the white trim going down, and from the bottom of the trim upwards looks to me like flesh, and then under his beard looks like flesh, and across the middle is just the thickest chest hair I've ever seen. Maybe it's all actually fabric from top to bottom, but I think that's just a hairy man.
I am the ghost of Christmas present.
I am the ghost of Christmas
You
hair.
have never seen the like of me before.
Absolutely not. Your friend Hagrid.
Spirit, conduct me where you will. If you have aught to teach me, well, let me profit by it.
Touch my robe.
Oh, there
As
he
they
is.
walked, the spirit shed from his torch a few drops of good cheer on the passers-by.
So keep in mind that if you
Bless the
were to
humble
source
dwelling of the Cratchit family.
a good copy of this, I think it is available on a very difficult to come by DVD. You would see it in much better colours. Remember, this is all slightly tinted, but not even consistently tinted. So I couldn't, because I've already done a bit of colour correct on this whole thing, but from scene to scene it was different. I was like, I can't colour correct every single scene here, so I just found the best average, applied it to pretty much the whole thing. So I've got it looking better than it did. But as I say, I had to choose this one because it's much sharper. But if you want to see the colours as they should be, there are some very low res versions available on YouTube and like Daily Motion and stuff. And you can at least enjoy really nice sort of palettes that they use in this, but then you lose out some of the sharpness.
Saw him in the church because he was a cripple, and it might be pleasant to them to remember upon Christmas Day.
Come on, Timmy.
Who made lame beggars walk and blind men see.
So then everyone has a lovely Christmas, and now I need to show you
on the too much life among his hungry, pronouncing on the too much life
I do
among
like this
his
bit.
hungry brothers in the dust.
Forgive me for skipping through this, but we don't have time for all of it.
What place is this?
Thank you, Retro Robin 69 for subscribing via Prime.
Who labor in the
Nice to see you,
bowels of
Robin.
the earth. But they know me. See?
So they're at a mine in the middle of nowhere now. I don't know if this. I suppose this must happen in the book. I've not seen this happen in any other adaptation. But he's taken him away from London, and he's just showing Scrooge that people are keeping Christmas no matter where they are or what they're doing. You've got these old miners, and again, look at this artwork. It's eerie, isn't it? But it's kind of even that, which is objectively a frightening frame of art. You know, you hear him singing his song. There's still something quite nice about it, even though, look, that's spooky, isn't it? That is spooky, and yet I kind of still feel a little bit warm and cozy.
Christ our Savior was born on Christmas Day to save us all.
Then they fly out to the coast. And even the lighthouse keepers on their rocky outcrops. It really is a lovely version of, when I say lovely, you know, again, with that sort of edge to it, but
To save us all from Satan's power when we have gone astray.
a beautiful version, I suppose, is what I mean, more than lovely. I wouldn't describe this as lovely as such, but, I mean, you know, look at some of these frames are gorgeous. And the panning shots, yeah, they are cool, Charlie Von Karma, you're right.
He's given us plenty of merriment.
So they all toast to Mr. Scrooge, sort of sarcastically, and then here we go. Oh my God, you saw it.
At midnight.
Forgive me, but I see something strange.
Look here. Look, down here.
Oh!
Spirit?
So this is in the book.
Are they yours?
They are man's, and they cling to me. This boy is ignorance.
Oh.
This girl is want. Beware them both, but most of all, beware this boy.
I will beware that
no
boy.
Refuge? No resource?
Are there no prisons? Are there no workhouses?
And then he dies because Christmas present is over. Oh, and here comes the flipping future ghost.
I'm in the presence
He's going to show him
of the
smartphones
ghost of
and
Christmas yet to
TikTok.
come. You are about to show me shadows of things.
This is
that
a good
have
example
not
of a frame that
happened,
has just been
but will
completely
happen
obliterated by
in
whoever
time before.
upscaled this. I'm still grateful to them for doing it.
Is
but
that so, Spirit?
it should not look like this at all, and it doesn't
Ghost
in
of
the original.
future, I fear you more than any spectre I have seen. But as I know your purpose is to do me good, lead on, Spirit.
Oh, now this is where it gets... So, I first discovered this with the scene that follows this one, which again, unfortunately, has lost all of its colour. It's actually quite a warm, tinted scene in the original, and as you'll see, it's much kind of cooler in this one. But these two scenes are just... They're just odd. Look at this man on the left. I mean, not to...
Old Scratch has got his own at last, I hear. Why, what was the matter with him?
God knows. It's
Not to, you know... kind of point out someone who you know clearly has an issue with his nose. I wouldn't mind, but he deliberately licks it in a moment, and I don't know why he does that.
It'll be a very cheap funeral. I don't mind going if a lunch is provided, but I must
Ready?
be fed.
Oh, why? Why does he lick it? Right, now this scene with old Joe. This is from the source material from the book. I saw this scene in isolation on YouTube, and I was like, this is gorgeous and horrible. This artwork. Look at that.
Come into the parlour. Come into the parlour. Come into the parlour. Come on.
This guy's horrid.
Open that bundle, old Joe.
What have we got here? His blankets. Bed curtains. You don't mean to say you took them down, rings and all, with him lying there?
Yes, I do. If he wanted to keep him after he was dead, why wasn't he natural in his lifetime?
It's a judgment on him.
It's unnerving, isn't it? These characters and I guess the performances are to be commended as well. And not all. It's weird. There's like a mixture of like rotoscoping and then just like loose like hand drawn stuff. Rotoscoping is where you take actual footage, live action footage, and you base the movement of the characters on it. Like if you watch the way this woman laughs, the woman in the middle, and watch the way her face moves and her body moves, it's like too natural for. You can tell that it's based on like actual footage of a woman cackling. If you look at this, the way that she moves and the way that they like blend the styles across this thing is real spooky, I think.
I see. Yes, I do see. Oh, God, merciful heaven.
It is a bit salad fingers, actually.
Spirit, this is a fearful
sort of textures to it.
In leaving it, I'll not.
Raindrop Joy, Merry Fudge Bucket to you as well. Thank you for subscribing for 32 months.
And I would do it if I could, but I have not the power. Spirit, I have not the power. Let me see some tenderness connected with a death.
My little child.
Oh, God.
My little child.
Tiny Tim's dead.
Before I draw nearer to that stone to which you point, answer me one question. Are these the shadows of the things that will be, or are they shadows of the things that may be only? Am I the man who lay upon the bed? No, Spirit. No.
Yeah.
Spirit, I'm not the man I was. Good Spirit, assure me that I may yet change these shadows you have shown me by an altered life. I will not shut out the lessons that they teach.
And he wakes up and he says, "You there, boy, what day is this?" And, there's the boy. He looks like me. What, today? Today is Christmas Day, sir. And then he dances around. What's he going to do to that door knocker?
Wonderful knocker.
Excuse me?
Wonderful knocker.
We've all got wonderful knockers. Don't we? Prize turkey. So he buys the prize turkey from the poulterer. It looked like he was going to kiss that man there, but he whispers in his ear how much he's going to give to charity. And then he goes to see his uncle and he gives a pay rise to Bob Cratchit, and Tiny Tim still dies. No, he doesn't. Everyone's fine.
If any man alive possessed that knowledge.
And then it's God rest ye merry gentlemen. And you know that you're going to get... You know you're getting an authentic Victorian London experience when the kids who sing "Let Nothing Ye Dismay," when the word dismay rhymes with sky. Let nothing ye dismay. So that was the 1971 very eerie animated version of A Christmas Carol. That's to get us started. But now we will move on to something much more lovely. It's time, everyone. We're going to have a lovely time now. We're sticking with animated Victorian stuff here. It's not London, actually. It's Gloucester. The clue's in the name. You may have noticed in the scene with old Joe going through the curtains and the blankets, there were some little rats snuffling around, and old Joe himself looked a little bit ratty. I realised as I was putting together all the assets for today's stream that every single one of the things we're watching today has rats in it. So it's a merry Cratmas to one and all. Here we go. The Tailor of Gloucester. I used to watch this. This is one of those things where I wore out the tape as a child. I had this on VHS, and it became a part of my regular Christmas viewing. So here we go. Let's watch it.
In the time of swords and periwigs and full-skirted coats with flowered lappets, when gentlemen wore ruffles and gold-laced waistcoats of paduasoy and taffeta, there lived a tailor in Gloucester. One bitter cold day near Christmas time, the tailor began to make a coat.
The finest of wedding coats for the Mayor of Gloucester. And a cream-coloured satin waistcoat trimmed with gauze and green worsted chenille.
These are mice, by the way. These aren't rats, but we will see rats later on.
With the least waste of these expensive stuffs, for I am sure I cannot afford to waste the smallest piece.
So this is the tailor.
Now let me see.
So this is a rare example of a Beatrix Potter book from the world of Peter Rabbit and Friends that was not set in her local area in the Lake District. This was set in Gloucester. I think she visited on a trip one time and she then came away and wrote this story. She used to write these for sick children in the Victorian times to sort of cheer them up.
Apparent breadths for naught except waistcoats for mice.
So he's trying to be frugal, the tailor. He's very, very poor and he can't afford to waste anything. But these tiny little scraps, they're good for naught, but waistcoats for mice. Again, we're dealing with some
what I've got.
Lovely artwork here.
Oh, my. Oh, how beautiful. By my whiskers, I cannot remember when we last had silk of such quality on these premises.
And look at this. And look at this.
Perhaps there may just be... Yes, a magnificent coat, but we'll need more silk. Yes, thank you.
I like that they've got a wood-panelled
Now we'll see.
tailor shop
Yes.
inside the wall.
One bread there, and more thread. Yes, more thread.
Yes, and a measuring tape.
Scissors, pins.
Needle.
Yes. More silk. More silk. More
That
silk.
mouse dresses
We need
better than
more
me,
silk.
says Mr. Black.
More silk.
More silk.
What was the studio behind this? This is very smooth animation, says Ricky Ricardo.
The lining.
I'm not sure.
Oh, yes. Of course. Just the thing. Yellow taffeta. Yellow taffeta.
I know that the VHSs that I had of it were distributed by the Reader's Digest, but it's called The World of Beatrix Potter and or Peter Rabbit and Friends. Sorry. And they did a whole bunch of them. They did Peter Rabbit, Benjamin Bunny, Mrs. Tiki Winkle, Jeremy Fisher, Pigling Bland, Two Bad Mice, Tailor of Gloucester, Jemima Puddle Duck, Tom Kitten. Oh yeah, I know it all. It was made by. Do we have the production company? Well, it says Frederick Warne and Co., but that's the publisher who put out the books. Pony Canyon, which is a Japanese company, so I think they just distributed it, I guess, and Fuji Television. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Frederick Warne and Co. just produced it and just hired a team of people and produced it under their own kind of name, I think, by the looks of it. TVC London, in association with the BBC and the Japanese companies, in fact, it's very popular in like East Asia, I think. When you go to the Beatrix Potter Museum in the Lake District, all of the signage is in English at the top, and then it's in I don't know what order, but various Asian languages before you then get to like Spanish and German and French. Yeah, it doesn't say specifically. It's just the BBC and some Japanese production companies. I don't know exactly who worked on it specifically.
Yellow taffeta for the lining. What? Yellow taffeta for the lining. He says the lining will be yellow taffeta.
Oh, my. Yellow taffeta. Just what I would have chose myself.
Ed says that Bilbo is the tailor, but I don't believe he is in this one. In the live-action version...
Masterly.
Ian Holm does play the tailor. There is a live-action version, which is kind of creepy.
But it is done.
Because there's a cat in this, and in the live-action version, they've got someone dressed as a cat, like they've come from the Cats musical, and they're like human-sized.
But there's no breadth at all. Tippets for mice and ribbons for mobs. It is no breadth at all. But 'tis all done. Now, let me see. Oh, I'm so weary. And the light is fading fast. Now then.
Lovely soundtrack as well, this whole series.
Cuffs and buttons. Yes, all is ready for the morning. All ready and sufficient. Except for one item, and I am wanting one single skein of cherry-coloured twisted silk.
I love the way they shade everything in this. It's obviously the actual style of the characters is based very accurately on Beatrix Potter's actual illustrations that she did.
Quite nearby in College Court.
Oh, steady.
Being so poor, he rented just the kitchen of a house
But the way they've
next to the doorway to College Green.
done the lighting and
The
shading.
mice were more fortunate and did not have to brave the bitter cold.
I used to love this bit as a kid.
With their secret passages and stairways, they could run from house to house.
Little doors, little tunnels.
Indeed, all over town. Without ever going into the street.
Sets your imagination going as a kid to think about these little secret worlds all around you, under your feet, and you know. Oh, here we go. Cat, cat, cat. The Tailor of Gloucester shop is right next to where I get my tattoos in Gloucester, says Pushy Lad Jennikin. Oh, cool.
Oh, Simkin, old friend.
This is Simkin, the cat.
This will make our fortune. Oh, but I am worn to a ravelling.
According to Wiki, Ian Holm plays it here. Maybe he does. Maybe he does. In the 1993 tale, it was adapted to animation for anthology series. Derek Griffiths was the voice of Simkin, with Ian Holm reprising his role as the tailor. Oh, I think he sounds a bit different here. I couldn't have told you this is Ian Holm straight away. I do know that Mr. McGregor in Peter Rabbit and Benjamin Bunny is played by Richard Wilson, who plays Victor Meldrew in One Foot in the Grave and Gaius in Merlin.
Now, take this groat, which is our last 4 pence.
I suppose it is Ian Holm, but...
Take a china pipkin and buy a pen'orth of bread, a pen'orth of milk, and a pen'orth of sausages.
Sausages?
And, Simkin, with the last penny of our 4 pence, buy me 1 pen'orth of cherry-coloured silk. But do not lose that last penny, Simkin, or I am undone and worn to a thread paper, for I
Freezy Pipkins.
No more
Yeah.
twist.
Sends his cat to do the shopping, gives it the money.
To be cut on the bias. The Mayor of Gloucester is to be married on Christmas Day in the morning, and he hath ordered a coat and an embroidered
It's
waistcoat.
a lovely little short, this. Well, it's not even that short. I mean, it's not feature length, so it is a short in that sense, but...
There's no more left over in snippets than will serve to make tippets for mice.
Now, so importantly, he sends Simpkin off to get bread, milk, sausages, and some cherry-coloured twisted silk. That's what he needs the most. And
this is very peculiar.
In the world of Peter Rabbit and friends, humans don't seem fazed by animals wearing clothes.
I'll wager this is all Simpkin's doing, that rascal.
And, you know, he sent Simpkin out in his coat and boots to go and buy stuff. You just have to accept it. But they can't speak to humans. Well, not yet. Not in this story they can't, but in Mrs. Tiggywinkle they can. So, you know.
Oh, I'm worn to unraveling. I wonder what...
I would not trust my cats to do the shopping.
Was I wise to entrust my last 4 pence to Simpkin? I don't know.
Well, there you go.
The waistcoat is cut out.
He's asking the same thing.
Satin.
Should I have given him our money?
20 buttonholes of cherry-coloured silk. To be finished by noon on Saturday. This is Tuesday evening. Oh... Was it right to let loose those mice, undoubtedly the property of Simpkin? Alack, I am undone, for I have no more twist.
He's worried. He's let those mice out. Simpkin's going to be pissed off. Here he comes. He's got all the shopping. Now, if you're worried that Simpkin's going to be pissed off, maybe before he spots that the mice are gone, make sure you get the
What is that?
twist off him.
Oh, Simpkin.
Uh-oh. He's well pissed off.
Where's my twist? Where's my twist, Simpkin? Simpkin, I feel I'm not well.
This man is making me anxious. He sounds too much like me when I've got a busy week. Yeah. 1 and 20 buttonholes to be finished by Saturday.
Where is my twist, Simpkin? I'm ill. I fear I have a fever.
Oh no, he's not well. And he's got all those buttonholes to do.
I'm so weak. Alack, and my hand does tremble so. What of the embroidery?
What of the embroidery?
Only the finest stitching will suffice.
He's got his hat on.
1 and 20 buttonholes
1 and 20 buttonholes.
of cherry-coloured twist to be finished by noon.
Finished by noon.
On Saturday.
On Saturday?
No more twist.
No more twist.
And it is already
Tuesday.
My favourite part about this is that they're repeating, but they're like realising what a bad situation he's in. And every time he says something, to them it gets worse and worse. They're like, 1 and 20 to be finished by, and he's realising, oh no. But actually, if you listen, it briefly gets better than what it sounds like. He says 1 and 20 buttonholes, and they go 1 and 20 buttonholes, and he goes to be finished by noon, and they go to be finished by noon, and then he says on Saturday, and that's like, oh okay, that's like noon in a few days' time. It's not like noon like tomorrow. That'd be really bad. So you'd think they would go, oh, okay.
No more twist. It is
But,
already 1 and 20 buttonholes
1 and 20 buttonholes.
of cherry-coloured twist to be finished by noon.
Finished by noon.
On Saturday.
Saturday?
No more twist.
No more twist.
And it is already
Tuesday.
It's already Tuesday.
And it is Tuesday evening. No more twist.
And what should he do?
What is to become of the cherry-coloured coat?
Oh, yes.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Wait for me.
And the waistcoat.
Embroidered with poppies and cornflowers.
The waistcoat of cream-coloured satin by Saturday, you say?
Cut on the cross. Yes, and lined with yellow taffeta.
For the mayor's wedding.
To be finished by Saturday, and it's Tuesday evening.
Trimmed with gauze and chenille, to be ready for Christmas Day.
What a magnificent
These venison pasties.
Ooh, venison pasties.
For mice.
Oh, my.
So they're all they're spreading the word. They want to help the man who released them from the cat, and who gave them scraps of fabric.
He gave us tippets for mice.
Oh, my.
Here we are.
Is all clear?
In the tailor's shop in Westgate Street, the embroidered silk and satin lay cut up on the table.
In Waistcoat Street, that's a good place for your tailor shop. I like that.
Who should come to sew them when the window was barred and the door fast locked?
Now this is essentially an adaptation of a folk tale that existed at the time in the Gloucester area, and I think in various other places, probably around Britain. But Beatrix Potter heard it, I think, when she was visiting Gloucester. She replaced the role that the fairies have in the story with the mice. Who will also be very familiar, I'm sure, with the elves and the shoemaker. I'm sure you can guess by now what's going to happen.
What shall become of the mayor's wedding clothes? For there is no more twist.
Westgate Street, says D Lodge. Well, see, I know she said like Westgate Street, which makes sense when you say it like that, but also the way everyone pronounces the word waistcoat in this thing, they say Westcoat. So it's very, very similar. The tailor, every time he says waistcoat, says the Westcoat. So that's funny.
No more twist. The twist. The twist. What shall become of us?
Simpkin's really shooting himself in the foot here because if the tailor doesn't get the thing finished, he won't be able to buy more sausages and milk. Now this whole sequence now was the bit I loved so much as a child.
The tailor had lain ill for 3 days and nights, and now it was Christmas Eve. But it is in the old story that all the beasts can talk in the night between Christmas Eve and Christmas Day in the morning, though there are very few folk that can hear them or know what it is they say.
Oh, it's so Christmassy.
Then get up and make your pies, bake your pies, bake your pies. Then get up and make your pies on Christmas Day in the morning.
Dilly, dilly, oh, dilly, dill.
So now all the animals can speak because it's Christmas Eve.
Oh, what shall we have for supper, Mrs. Bond? There's geese in the larder and ducks in the pond, but my master's cupboard is as empty as old Mother Hubbard's.
But they're all just kind of speaking nonsense. They're all just singing nursery rhymes.
When she got there, the cupboard was there, and so the pot doggy had none.
Right across the Banbury Cross.
Worrying about a deadline and then lying in bed for 3 days is too relatable. Yeah.
Hey, diddle diddle, the cat and the fiddle, all the cats in Gloucester. Except me.
Here's my favourite bit. Merry Craptmas, everyone. All these rats getting absolutely pissed. They sound like how dogs and cats would sound if they had speaking voices, not sounding like Chris Pratt or Bill Murray. That's right. The shrieking laughter here is what a rat would sound like, for sure. Those rats remind me of Ratigan from Basil the Great Mouse Detective. Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
20 tailors went to catch a snail. The best man amongst them durst not touch her tail. She pulled out her
What a pretty little thing. This whole animation. Look at them doing the embroidery.
Dear me! And the key is under the tailor's pillow.
So merrily marched the merchant men.
He's found his mice and he's pissed off.
A pipkin and a popkin, a slipkin and a slopkin, all for 1 farthing. 3 little mice and down to
Me and the girlies having a quiet night in, says Anthony to the rats in the cellar. It is, isn't it? So many images from scenes could be a Christmas card. I know. Yeah. I think this is... I'm not going to lie. I think this might be why I am the way I am. You know, like, oh, roll your eyes. Oh, it's Peter Austin being Peter Austin. I think it's probably because I watched this as a kid over and over again. And now, you know, I just want to, like, see animals making coats.
In and cut off your threads.
Very pastoral, indeed, yeah. Same size as the mice. Yeah, I could relate. I could relate to this story.
no more twist.
No more twist. Peter, I listen to 1950s radio shows. You're definitely not alone. Oh, I know I'm not alone. I know I'm not alone. But yeah, this is...
Saturday. The mayor is...
Watching this as a child is one of my origin stories, I think. He's had a change of heart. So they were sewing away. The one thing they didn't have was the twist.
Alack, I am worn to a ravelling, but I have my twist.
Oh, he's made him a cup of tea. Wish my cat could make me a cup of tea. I mean, I don't even have a cat. And if I did, it wouldn't be able to make a cup of tea. So it's the mayor's wedding day. Taylor's feeling better.
Lovely day for the mayor's wedding.
Beautiful day for the wedding.
Happy Christmas. A fine day.
Yes, it's a beautiful day. Happy Christmas.
A beautiful day for the mayor and his bride.
Even the little boy has a tricorn hat on. Look at him.
Alack, I have my twist. But no more strength nor time than will serve to make me one single buttonhole. For this is Christmas Day in the morning. The Mayor of Gloucester shall be married by noon. And where is his cherry-coloured coat?
You're in trouble now. What's the mayor going to do? I'm surprised the mayor hasn't been to, like, check that his coat is, you know, it's on the way. Mayor's got up on the morning of his wedding. He's just assuming that he can turn up at the tailor shop and that there will be a coat waiting for him. This small-time old man, poor old man tailor, he'll definitely have it all ready to go, right? For sure.
Mind thinking. Let me open the door.
Simply wants to kill the mice. Or does he?
My fever must still be with me. I cannot believe my eyes. Oh, joy, the miracle. Oh, these exquisite roses. Just look at the pansies. Oh, the poppies. Oh, I've never seen such cornflowers, but...
Oh?
What is this? Such tiny writing. No more twist.
So I guess they had to make the buttonholes out of something else, so he didn't get his cherry-coloured buttonholes. But hey, you know, he still got his jacket and waistcoat, and he had a good time. Anthony G518 subscribed for 6 months in advance. Thank you very much, Anthony, for that. Much appreciated. Those mice have done an amazing job, says Raindrop Joy. They have, haven't they? And they've made their own.
Ruffles. Such embroidered cuffs and lappets. Just like the mayor's.
Magnificent.
Such tabby silks and rosebuds. Oh, but the buttonholes are the greatest triumph.
The stitches of those buttonholes were so small. They looked as if they had been made by little mice.
Oh, VLC. Well, there we go. It then ends with a nice version of Coventry Carol, which I don't actually have attached to my video. Do you want me to sing it instead? Oh, Christmas night, oh, Christmas sing, to hear the news, the angels bring, etc. So there we go. That was the Tailor of Gloucester. Didn't we have a nice time, everyone? I think, you know, you're up here now in terms of feeling warm and cozy. I hope those of you who have fires at home, which is probably not many of you, I don't have one, hope you've got the fire lit. Hope you're drinking down some eggnog. I need to bring you down to earth now. I need to play you some more spookums. Because that's what Christmas is about, right? You have your nice happy times and you have your spooky times. You know, there'll be scary ghost stories and tales of the glories of Christmases long, long ago. That's what we do here at Christmas time. So it's now time to go back to... We're staying in the Victorian times once again. And we won't really ever emerge from the Victorian times, actually, in this whole stream. We will go slightly further ahead to the Edwardian period, I think. I think that's as far as we go. In fact, is it the Edwardian? I think the last thing that we're going to watch is set in the Edwardian times, roughly. Maybe Georgian, I don't know. But for now, it's time to get a little bit spooky again, but kind of a mixture of emotions. So this is my personal favourite adaptation of all adaptations of A Christmas Carol set to film. Certainly my favourite live-action version. I do really like the one we watched before as well, especially when you watch it in its proper form with all the right colours and stuff, and give it the time it needs to watch the whole thing. But this is the 1971 version of A Christmas Carol. It's actually officially called Scrooge, and it stars Albert Finney. Forgotten Media knows. But it also stars somebody else who we're about to see shortly. We pick this story up right now with... there's some really good musical numbers in this one as well, by the way. Albert Finney has just finished singing his song, I Hate People, as he wanders around the Christmas market. People are getting in his flipping way and just being annoying. He's just trying to, like, walk along, and there's people, like, just... You know how you feel when, you know, get in the slow lane, move over, stop bashing into me. He's pissed off. And rightly so. And now he's gone back to his little street, and he's about to, again, as we know the story, he's about to open his door and go in the house. You are missing a little. I'll just show you. I'm going to break the fourth wall a little bit here and just show you that you're missing a bit of the edge of frame. You see there, but it's just the way I've had to do it. So this is. It's actually in widescreen, but I'm hoping that we won't miss anything off the sides too badly, because everything else we're watching today is in traditional 4x3, like an old TV, a square TV, whereas this is widescreen. So yeah, hopefully all the important stuff will still be in shot. It's the same writer who wrote Pure Imagination for Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, says Jeff the Molly Goose. I did not know that. I would highly recommend watching this in full. Oh.
Scrooge. Really?
It's got good songs. It's got really good production value, especially for the time. Like the sets are incredible. This presentation has been edited and formatted to fit your screen. Indeed. What was the other thing I was going to say? Yes, and if you want to watch this, it is very, very readily available just on YouTube in full, in quite good quality. So you have no excuse not to watch this. I own it on DVD, so I can watch it. I don't know where it is. I think it's downstairs because I was going to watch it for Christmas. But there's no reason to not watch this tonight in full, but I'm going to give you a taste here. And one of the things I like about it is it's actually, the whole thing has a really good sense of humour. It's actually quite a funny, but not too funny version. It's very spooky in a few places, as you're just about to see. I mean, that was pretty spooky. But this next clip, in fact, used to really scare me and my siblings as children. I mean, even that's quite funny. He checks the back of the door to see if someone was poking their head through. I like that. Humbug, indeed. It's on Prime UK, says Sprout Stuff. Well, that'll be the best way to watch it in full quality, but honestly, you can watch it in probably 720p or at worst 480p on YouTube if you don't want to pay. But do pay if you can. I avoid pirating stuff wherever possible, but look at this. This freaked me the hell out.
Merry Christmas, Governor. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
There's a lot about that I don't like. Just the very brief little bit of music. The fact that he sort of passes through the door and keeps on going into the distance. He goes beyond what you would think he would pass through, if you see what I mean. But just the guy's face. I mean, his eyes. Look at... Oh, he's so creepy, this man.
Yeah.
Oh.
Happy 420 BBBB Blaze it, my dudes, Lord 16 down.
Blaze it, everyone.
Merry Crimbo. This is the Christmas week. Therefore, here are Christmas jokes. Who delivers presents to baby sharks at Christmas? Santa Claus. Ha ha ha. How did Scrooge win the football game? The ghost of Christmas past. Hi.
Oh, very good.
What do you call buying a piano for the holidays? Christmas Chopin. Ho ho ho.
Christmas Chopin.
Who is Santa's favorite singer? Elvis Presley. Ha-ooh-ooh. What do FISH sing during the holidays? Christmas carols. Hi-hoo. Moggy humbug.
Hi-hoo. Thank you very much, Lobrotovich, for blazing it. It's 4:20 time. Thank you for the bits. Blaze it, my dudes. Look at this creepy man. It's also the juxtaposition of the fact that he looks so scary, but he's actually...
BB Scrooge, BB rats, BB feet on cake, BB
Feet on cake.
BB classic Christmas, BB Merry Chrysler blaze it.
It's the fact that he looks so scary, but he's actually like doffing his hat and saying Merry Christmas. Like, I would almost prefer him to say, "Ooh, I'm going to get you." That would be, in a way, that would be nicer. I don't like the fact that he's wishing me a Merry Christmas. Thank you for the bit, Stephen. Thanks for blazing it. Here we go.
Merry Christmas, Governor. Merry Christmas.
Oh. And of course, it's like a hearse, isn't it? It's like a funeral carriage. So I think I do a little fade out here. It's quite a slow burn between him getting back to his house, eating some soup. Little spooky things are happening around him. He's hearing noises and stuff, and it goes on for quite a while. And it's great. It's not badly paced when you sit down and watch a feature-length movie, but we don't have time for it all now. So we fade in just as Marley is about to arrive. He's had various spooky noises and so on. The bells have already rung. Both Albert Finney and Marley, or the person who plays Marley, they really know when to be funny and be serious, even in one scene. You know. Jacob Marley is played by Sir Alec Guinness, the same man who played Ben Kenobi in the original Star Wars trilogy. Therefore, this is a Force ghost. It's not, but, you know, I've only seen Alec Guinness in like 2 things, and in both of them he plays a ghost at various points, so...
Now? What do you want with me?
Much.
Who are you?
In life, I was your partner, Jacob Marley.
Like this bit.
Can you sit down?
Of course I can sit down.
Do so, then.
Can you sit down? Of course I can sit down. Pulls up the chair. Sits down. It's good. It's good stuff.
You don't believe in me, do you?
No, I don't.
Why do you doubt the evidence of your own eyes?
Because I've had a slight stomach disorder. It has undoubtedly affected my vision. You're an hallucination. Probably brought on by an undigested bit of beef, or a blubber mustard, or a crumb of cheese, or an old potato. Yes, that's what you are. You are an old potato.
Rude.
You do not exist, Jacob Marley. It's humbug.
Oh, he's pissed off now.
It's a lot of...
Now do you believe in me?
I believe in you, absolutely.
Jeff the Molyneux says he purposefully dressed to look like Alistair Sim because he thought he'd be a better fit for the role. Alec Guinness can do comedy because he began his career in the Ealing comedies of 40s and 50s. He even played 8 members of the same family, Eddie Murphy style, in Kind Hearts and Coronets. Oh, I didn't know that. No, I've hardly seen any Alec Guinness. He was in was he in Bridge Over the River Kwai? I think he was in that, was he? Or was he in... Am I thinking of Dr. Zhivago, which I know he was in, but...
But why do you walk the earth? Why do you come to persecute me? And what
the Lady
is
Killers.
that
Oh, I
great
see.
chain you wear?
Well, it's just funny because Alistair Sim was also, you know, a Scrooge cast member, so I thought that's what you meant. But yeah, they're all cut from the same cloth and mixing in the same circles.
I wear the chain I forged in life. I made it, link by link, and yard by yard, while on earth, and now I'll never be rid of it, any more than you will ever be rid of yours.
Mine?
It was as heavy and long as this 7 Christmases ago. It's a terrible, ponderous chain you are making, Scrooge.
Tell me more, Mally, but speak comfort to me.
I have none to give.
No?
Comfort comes from other sources.
Again, remember that you're missing a little bit of footage on either side here. It is better framed than this when you watch it properly.
To other kinds of men than you, when I lived.
Things are about to get spooky again.
Never walked beyond the narrow limits.
I love the big keys, says Lucy B. Yeah, me too. Keys.
You were always a good man of business.
Mankind should be our business, Ebenezer. But we seldom attend to it, as you shall see.
Again, I don't know if this happens in the book. I should really read it because I like Dickens, but I've not actually read A Christmas Carol. But Marley takes him up into the sky, which is filled with phantoms, as we know. Oh, and this bit used to terrify me as well. When you see their faces.
See the phantoms filling the sky around you.
Remember, this is a musical.
They astound you. I can tell. These inhabitants of hell. Poor wretches whom the hand of heaven ignores.
Look at them.
Beware.
Oh.
Beware.
Rubber-faced.
Lest their dreadful fate be yours.
I mean, that's enough to give you nightmares when you're a child. It's enough to give you nightmares now. Yeah, the end of this film. I tell you what, the end of from You There Boy, What Day Is This to the final credits is a really long, relatively speaking, a really long sequence. There's various reprisals of previous songs from earlier in the film. Little characters pop in to, you know, have little interactions with Scrooge and stuff. And saccharine is the word, Trailing Badger. I assume you're talking about this one. I see you in the chat there talking about the saccharine ending. And it's definitely the word, but it is... I can't really think of a better film, actually, to watch at Christmas time. Particularly on, say, like on Christmas Eve. And you end on the great big music hall number. Thank you very much. Everyone dances around the street, throws their hats in the sky. The shot is like bloomed out to the max with like white snow and red scarves and Father Christmas outfits and stuff. And then the credits roll and you think it's Christmas Day tomorrow and you go to bed feeling fantastic. Anyone else dislike Thank You Very Much as I do, lol, says Sprout Stuff. Absolutely not. How dare you? Oh, you meant the book, Trolling Badger. Okay, yeah. Yeah. Well, the way that they adapt the saccharine ending of the book into a saccharine ending of a film in this particular instance is it's fantastic. It was all a dream, right? Light your candle. It's not a long book. Checking the version I have, the story is 5 chapters and 85 pages long, so they have to pad out the book with critical analysis. I did not know that, but I have seen anthology things of like A Christmas Carol and Other Ghost Stories by Charles Dickens, and it's like not even that is like not a big book. And I know a lot of his other ghost stories aren't very long. I've read The Signalman, which is very spooky, but I always thought like, man, they've really. So that's that's all of A Christmas Carol and then some other stories, and it's all. I've always thought like, oh, I guess the other stories are short, or there aren't many of them. But I guess if A Christmas Carol isn't particularly long, then that makes sense. I should read it then. In that case, it's not even. It sounds like it's not even a commitment, so I'll do that. I think. Oh,
it's not a dream, Ebenezer.
For pity's sake, Marley, leave me in peace.
It was for pity's sake I came here. Pity for you. I leave you with just the tiniest chance of escaping my fate.
You were always a good friend to me, Jacob. Thank you.
You will be visited by 3 ghosts.
I think I'd rather not.
The first will appear tonight when the bell tolls 1.
Couldn't I take them all at once and get it over with, Jacob?
The second.
Like a lot of this is funny, but this is actually Dickens' dialogue.
When the bell tolls 3.
But some of it is in the performance, you know. Some of it's in the writing, some of it's in the performance, but it is funny at times.
Lasting repentance.
Here he goes. I don't know why he walks like this, but I kind of like it.
What has passed between us. Farewell, Scrooge.
So, as I say, we are skimming through this. I only have time to show you a few bits and bobs, and really all I wanted to show you was the 2 Marley scenes, and we're going to watch all of Christmas Future, which, unfortunately for Sprout stuff, I've included the entirety of Thank You Very Much, which I think is, well, not only is it, I think, quite a fun song, but the first rendition of it in this is funny for the situation that it is sung in, and the fact that Scrooge doesn't really realise what's going on. Well, he doesn't realise at all. He gets completely the wrong end of the stick. So we're going to watch Christmas Future and Marley's other scene, but I highly recommend that you watch the full version of this film because it is really well done. It's a lot of fun. It is sickly sweet at times. It is spooky at times, and the ending is particularly sickly, but in a wonderful way. So he's seen Ghosts 1 and 2. It's not the scariest Christmas Future I've ever seen, I must say. Not the scariest ghost. The Muppets one I think is pretty good. The strange texture on like the cowl and on the cloak it wears. There's a good shot of this one though later. The last shot that you see of this ghost is very scary, but I think as he is now, not particularly scary. Not any more so than any other anyway. Dan Lockie, thank you for subscribing for a 20-month streak for 30 months now. Hope everyone at TripleJump and all the Walrus Clan have a great Christmas. Thanks for all the fantastic content this year. Please can we watch Mr. Beaver Falling Over? Oh, we could do if we have time. Yes, I do have another thing to get through at the end of this, but yes.
Am I in the presence of the ghost of Christmas yet to come? And you are to show me shadows of the things that will happen in the time before us. Is that so, Spirit? Ghost of the future, I fear you more than any apparition I have seen. But as I know your purpose is to do me good, and as I hope to be another man from what I was, I am prepared to bear you company. Will you speak to me?
night is waning fast, and I know that time is precious to me. Lead on, spirit, lead on!
Bit dramatic. Lead on!
There you are, my friends. Shining as bright as the happy thoughts the mere mention of the name Scrooge brings to our mind.
So this is a man who runs a soup stall who you meet in the opening. He owes Mr. Scrooge a lot of money. After Scrooge has sent Bob Cratchit home and locked up, he goes wandering through the streets with his little copybook and he visits various people. He's got this little black book and he's saying, "You've got 1 week left to pay me, otherwise I'm going to repossess your soup stall." And, you know, he goes around and bothers the Punch and Judy man and a couple of ladies who sell clothes or whatever, and they all hate him.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are gathered here today because we are united by a common bond. Namely, our feelings of gratitude to Mr. Ebenezer Scrooge. I don't think any of us can ever hope to find the words to describe the true depth of our feeling towards him.
Is this the future?
All right, my friends, all right.
That's Tom Jenkins, the hot soup man. He owes me £6. I must say, he looks uncommonly happy for someone so deep in debt. All these people owe me money. They love me and I never knew.
They love me and I never knew. Of course, they can't see him. Remember, they cannot see him.
Now we are all...
And he's supposed to know this. He's been on 2 journeys already and he knows that no one can see him. But he sort of seems to forget
Those of us
that.
what has been in debt to Mr. S over all these years will never forget what a rare and beautiful thing he has just done for us all, right? Yeah. Right. Then 3 cheers for Mr. Scrooge!
What did I do? What did I do? Whatever it was, it has made them truly happy, and I am the cause. My friends, I thank
This is the
you
best
from
bit.
the bottom of my heart. I shall remember this moment until my dying day.
It's very well done. He thinks they can all see him.
May I say, in all humility,
He is ripping up his debt book.
unceasingly all my life to be worthy of this moving demonstration of your feelings towards me.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of all the people who have assembled here, I would merely like to mention, if I may, that our
We're gonna have a sing-song now, everyone.
one of lasting gratitude for what our friend has done for us today. And therefore,
Sprout stuff.
I would
Close your ears.
simply like to say, thank you very much. Thank you very much. That's the nicest thing that anyone's ever done for me. I may sound awful Dutch, but my
For He's a Jolly Good Fellow should always be sung in a Cockney accent. You're right. It should.
And if I had a flag, I'd hang me flag out to add a sort of final victory touch. But since I left me flag at home, I'll simply have to say thank you very, very, very much. Thank you very, very, very much.
I love this so much. Like, Albert Finney just plays it so well. Like, Scrooge, for some reason, has forgotten that no one can see him. No one knows he's there. He just thinks they're all singing a song to him, or at least about him. And he's just singing along. He can't quite see the coffin that Tom Jenkins is dancing on right now. Just dancing along. It's really well done.
I'll simply have to say thank you very, very, very much. Thank you very, very, very much.
He's loving it. He doesn't know they're all laughing at him, unfortunately.
Thank you very much. thank you very much, and that's the nicest thing that anyone's ever done for
Thank you, Jake.
me. It sounds a bit bizarre, but things the way they are.
Good to see you.
I feel as if another life's begun for me. And if I had a cannon, I would fire it to add a sort of celebration touch. But since I left me cannon at home, I simply have to say thank you very, very, very much. Thank you very, very, very much.
He's a jolly good fellow.
He's a jolly good fellow. It's only all of us. Thank you very much.
He's having the best time.
Thank you very much. That's the nicest thing.
They are literally dancing, stamping on his coffin.
Every day, good fortune comes my way. I never thought the future would be fun for me. And if
Hey! You woke my baby. Will you keep quiet?
Beg your pardon, lady.
Love that. The sort of the weird crossover between they really are all singing a music hall number down the street, and they've woken up her real baby in this real Victorian street. To be fair, in real life, this would be an absolutely unhinged way to react to someone's death. You're right. You're right.
Hey! You woke my baby. Will you keep quiet?
Sprout stuff likes her. Sprout stuff wants them to keep quiet.
To add a sort of as your father taught. Since I left you given alone, I simply have to say
Thank you very, very, very much.
Thank you very, very, very much. No, dear friends, it is I who should thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. That's the nicest thing that anyone's ever done for me. The future looks alright. In fact, it looks so bright. I feel as if the funny was done for me. And if I had a drum,
I think some of the best, not necessarily all the best films, there are various ways to be a good film, but some of the best films in life hit all the emotions at different times. This is funny, it's spooky, sometimes it's really, really sad. And it can transition from one to the other, and it doesn't actually
Kinda hurts my eyes.
feel that bad.
I mustn't show weak eyes to your father when he gets home. It must be near his time.
Past it. But I think he's walked a little slower these last few evenings.
I've known him walk.
Goes to
by
Christmas
the tune
Future,
every
just
time.
like,
Very fast.
what are you doing?
But he was like
They can't see you.
It was no trouble.
So of course,
Stanley Tim. Take me to him.
this is the potential future in which Tiny Tim doesn't make it. In the background you hear the little song that Tiny Tim sang in the first act. Second act, actually. The gut punch. I would love if in the background you could just hear the town still singing. Yeah.
I must go now, my little fellow. I promised your mother I'd help her with the Christmas dinner. I'll come and see you again tomorrow. Same time. All right? Oh, dear.
Bob Cratchit, in watching this back as an adult, I would say that I think the Bob Cratchit in this is a little bit overdone. I know he's supposed to represent optimism in Christmas. No matter how poor you are, you can still just have the best Christmas of your life kind of thing.
You've shown me a Christmas.
That's the point of his character, but
great happiness with great
he slightly over-eggs it. And it's I think it's the script as much as anything. It's not necessarily the performance, but yeah. But that's one of the only things I could say about this film. This film got a Golden Globe Award for Albert Finney and 4 Oscar nominations, including Best Original Song for Thank You Very Much. Well, thank you very much, Forgotten Media, for that fact. Sprout Stuff, sorry, but it's an Oscar nomination right there. No worries. Everyone's entitled to their own musical proclivities. Uh-oh. Now, here's something that doesn't happen in the book. And this is why I've included it.
I've seen the error of my ways. I will repent. Truly, I will repent.
I told you there's one shot where he's spooky. Oh! Look at that, it's horrid. And when I say this doesn't happen in the book, I don't just mean that he's got a skeleton face. Maybe that does happen in the book, but what follows also does not happen in the book. And I think was only added... God, it's quite loud, isn't it? Now, you might think Scrooge wakes up in his bedroom and he realises it was all, well, not a dream, but I have learnt the error of my ways. You there, boy, what day is this? Go and buy the big turkey. Oh, no. There's now a whole scene that they threw in. And I think I might have read somewhere that they added this quite late, but I'm not sure. That might not be true, but... Or that they nearly cut it out or something, but it's a great scene though. Probably not necessary, but really good. Scrooge falls into his own grave. And then when he wakes up, he's in actual hell. He's gone to hell. Primeval 259 missed most of the stream due to being stuck on motorway traffic, of course, from seeing my parents before they go on holiday for Christmas, but at least I managed to catch some classic festive tales with TP and the Walrus Pan. Well, Primeval will try and make this available on the VODs channel as usual. Can't guarantee it given the nature of what we're dealing with here. This is copyright material, but we'll try. Marley's back. We get a second appearance from Jacob Marley, which you don't tend to get.
I should have thought it was obvious. I heard you were coming down.
Which you don't tend to get in other versions of. Where am I?
I should have thought it was obvious. I heard you were coming down today, so I thought I'd come to greet you, show you to your quarters. Nobody else wanted to.
Nobody else wanted to. Look at that. Look at the way he runs as well. Like, Marley doesn't quite know his way around hell.
As a coffin nail.
I'd rather hope I'd end up in heaven.
Did you indeed? You may find your office here rather small, but not, I trust, unfamiliar.
Office?
Your activities in life were so pleasing to Lucifer that he has appointed you to be his personal clerk. A singular honor. You will be to him, so to speak, what Bob Cratchit was to you.
That's not fair! It's...
Diabolical. I must confess, I find it not altogether unamusing. Here we are, my dear Ebenezer. Your office.
I promised rats in every film we see. I'm not seeing any yet. Don't think.
Freezing cold in here.
Lucifer turned the heat off. He thought it might make you drowsy. You'll be the only man in hell who's chilly. Watch out for the rats. They nibble things.
Rats?
Rats. That's 3 for 3.
I almost forgot. I knew there was something. They apologize that your chain wasn't ready for your arrival. It's so big, they had to take
Alec
on
Guinness
a
loves this scene. He owns
at
it.
the foundry to finish it. It's even bigger than I thought it would be. Oh, here it is now.
It's so good. Now, I don't know how many Christmas Carol adaptations have ever shown Scrooge's chain. This is pretty cool, right? The chain he's warned about. Here it is.
Do this to me, darling, I beg you.
Ali Pramana gifted a sub to Rats. Thank you, Ali Pramana, for gifting a sub to Rats. Look at these boys. Sweaty boys.
That's quite a chain, isn't it?
Help me. Help me.
Bah, humbug. Merry Christmas.
Don't leave me, man.
And Ali Pramana, thank you for subscribing via Prime. Wakes up in his bedroom, looks out the window, buys a big turkey. They all sing "Thank you very much." They have a great time. They sing various songs. Actually, it's like a. Is it called a reprisal? What do you say? The yeah. They sing songs that they sang earlier, but sort of changed to match the thing. So there we go. That was Scrooge, 1970. That should be all you need, all the information you need to find that. Scrooge, 1970, but Finney plays Ebenezer Scrooge himself. It's very, very good. The soundtrack's very good. I'm not particularly into musicals one way or the other myself. I don't mind them, I don't dislike them, but this one is a very good one. Yeah, again, production's very good, and it hits all different tones and emotions, so I would strongly recommend you go and watch this one for your Christmas celebrations. And as I say, it's a good one to watch on Christmas Eve before you go to bed, because it ends on a huge, colourful high, and then it's Christmas Day in the morning. It's Christmas Day in the morning. So we're going to finish now. I'm going to bring you back. I'm going to bring you back up to lovely, sweet things. You may have seen, I mean, it did just flash up words on the screen there as I opened up the file in VLC Media Player, but you may have seen in the thumbnail for today's stream a lovely little stop motion looking toad in a suit. That's right, it's Mr. Toad, played by Sir David Jason. We're having all the Knights of the Realm here, aren't we, today? And it's Cosgrove Hall's The Wind in the Willows. Cosgrove Hall made a lot of stop-motion children's TV programs back in the day in the UK. They also made some hand-drawn stuff. They made Danger Mouse. They made. I think they might have made Banana Man, and various things. But they're perhaps most famous for their stop-motion stuff. And they did a full version of the story of The Wind in the Willows, the story from the actual book, and then they turned it into a 4 or 5 series, like TV show, children's TV series, with many, many episodes, and I own it. Here it is. That's gonna fall if I leave that. You can buy a great big bushy beards worth of. It's a big chunky. Hang on. Hello. It's how do I do it? There's those, and then you turn the page, and there's those, and then you turn the page somehow, whilst also trying to show it to a camera. And there's those. There's flipping loads of them. Loads of discs in here. And it's a lovely time. And they did a couple of episodes that are set in winter. One of them is about Mr. Toad taking up various winter sports, or maybe just one winter sport. I think he takes up skiing. But there is another Christmas wintry episode called Yuletide Entertainments. I think that's what it's called. It's called The Yuletide Entertainments. And simply, all of the creatures of Riverbank come together to put on the annual Christmas show. And there's no real drama, no conflict, no mild peril. We're just going to watch some cute stop-motion anthropomorphic animals put on a lovely little Christmas production and have a nice time. This version, actually, this clip that I've got here, or this full version, also includes a sequence that was cut out from the DVD version. It was removed, but someone on YouTube made a version where they've reinserted it. So you will see briefly one of the performances we see on the stage will change to VHS quality. But I thought I'd leave it in anyway. I think it may have been removed for, I guess, copyright reasons, because it's some people singing a song, and perhaps they didn't have the rights to distribute the song going forward, so they had to remove it from the DVD version. But it's a palate cleanser, indeed. Yes, Chip Thompson's Thumb says, "Are there rats?" Well, that's, this could be where you catch me out here, because there's a character called Rat or Ratty, but he is actually. I think you'll find. Hang on. Actually, Ratty from The Wind in the Willows, he's actually a water vole, or a water rat, which is not actually a rat. So, thought you might like to know that. So, are there rats? There's a guy called Rat. So in that sense, there's been a rat in everything we've watched today, but we'll see. This will very much be a palate cleanser, and it begins immediately with the opening titles. Ready? Deep breath in and breathe out.
The wind in the willows sang softly to me. Follow my voice wherever it leads, from mountains through valleys.
That was Mr. Toad. Here's Mole. Mole of Mole End. There's Ratty of Riverbank. And Mr. Badger there of the Wildwood. And Mr. Badger is voiced by, I think, the same person who voiced Jacob Marley in the hand-drawn Christmas Carol that we watched right at the start.
Winter
Similar
had closed in. Around the village there was a chilly stillness.
In fact, wait until the voice cast here is quite something. We've got Mr. Badger, who I just mentioned. We've got Mr. Toad is voiced by David Jason, who played Del Boy in Only Fools and Horses. Wait until you hear who voices Ratty. He doesn't voice him in the original feature length thing where they do the story of the book. In fact, the man doing this intro narration is I think the same person who voices Ratty in the film. But from once they start doing the series, they may have done one series with that same voice actor, but certainly from season 2 onwards, a certain other familiar voice provides the voice of Ratty. It's not me. The way I said that, it sounds like it might be me, but it's not.
Had lost the rustle of their leaves. And even the river
for Gabler, thank you for subscribing by Prime.
About it, with none of the
welcome to Laura's Clan
babble that lightened the heart in spring. But life there was, for all that, and light, and noise and cheerfulness, and most of it on this particular day in Toad Hall.
So it's your job, young Billy.
Here's Toad Hall. Ratty just subscribed. Gifted by Chip Thompson's Thumbs. 16 gift subs. Thank you very much, Chip/Chris.
Eye on the cast, eh?
Yes, Mr. Badger.
I say, Badger, old man.
Can I talk to you about my makeup?
Not now, Toad.
Oh, Blue.
Don't forget now. Good loud voice when you call them.
Yes, Mr. Badger. Act 1, beginners, please.
Yes. Well, not now.
Act 1, beginners, please.
Look, I said... Oh, Mole, do we have to have all that banging?
I'm awfully sorry, Badger, but if I don't bang, Toad won't have a gondola.
It's Trolling Badger.
Gondola?
If I don't bang...
Toad! Oh.
Where's Ratty? You guys, I'm not even going to tell you who voices him
Try
at
to
first.
bang
See if you can
quietly
recognise him.
then. There's a good chap.
2 more wallops and I'll be on to sandpapering.
Wallops.
Right. Try again. Ready? I say, I say, I say. My dog has no nose. Go on.
Oh, yes. Go on.
No, not go on, you idiot. How does he smell?
Terrible.
No, that's my line. Look.
He's doing jokes, Lord Brotlovich. Are you going to step in here?
And get it right or I'll skin ya.
Gosh, they're all a little
Yes,
too
Chief.
scary, says Tori. Yeah, they are. I'm going to be honest, their claymation faces are still nightmare fuel. They are. They look like they're claymation, don't they? But I think they're actually a strange sort of skin stretched across skeletons, which is even scarier, isn't it? They look like they're solid clay, but I don't think they're actually like as malleable as they appear to be. But in any case, these are the weasels, and they are particularly spooky looking, aren't they? Definitely.
Sorry, Chief.
Especially the chief. Look at his nose.
I say, I say, I say. My dog has no nose.
Chief.
Well?
You couldn't make it a rabbit, could you?
Oi, you come here.
No,
Just
Chief.
you come back here.
Chief. Steady.
Take a pair of sparkling lips, take a pair of ruby eyes, take a... Oh, no, that's wrong. From the top, please, Otter. Take a pair of sparkling eyes, take a pair of ruby lips, take a... Oh, dear, dear, oh, dear. I rather think we slipped into a wrong key there, didn't we?
I rather think you slipped into a wrong key, Toad.
I slipped?
Oh,
Sting.
I hardly think so. Never mind, try again.
Well, actually, Mr. Toad, I do have 1 or 2 other things to do.
Well, if it's only 1 or 2 things.
Just leave those alone, young fella.
Are these slides, Mr. Badger?
They are.
They are. I told you they were slides.
Well, anyone knows that.
Hey, you! Fingers off that magic lantern.
Magic lantern?
Now, that's enough. We haven't time to... Great heavens. Look at the time. Quiet. Quiet, please, everybody.
Take a
You've still not really heard who voices Rat yet. You've not had a chance.
Well, really?
Now then, everybody, in just 35 minutes, the audience will be taking their seats. So, everyone backstage, please. Mole, can we have that sawdust swept up? Leave that alone, young fella. Toad, time you were getting into costume. Where's that wretched hedgehog? Huh? He's supposed to be on the curtains. Ah, there you are, Sonny. Curtains closed, please. Curtains closed. Thank you.
Oh, well, nothing like enough rehearsal, and people will expect so much of me.
Oh, dear. 35 minutes. Oh, dear.
Well,
Bit nervous,
what
Mole.
about my hedgehog has no nose? That'd be all right.
Dog, you idiot, dog.
Oh.
A non-Rick Mayall Toad is not a Toad I want. Yeah, it's a fair point, Tori. In the one of the hand-drawn versions of Winning the Willows, it is Rick Mayall, and he does a very, very good job. I mean, Toad is supposed to be a pretty horrible, obnoxious man with, deep down, a heart of gold, and that's kind of Rick Mayall all over, isn't it? But I do think, I do quite like David Jason in this as well, because he also plays it perfectly obnoxiously. But Rick Mayall does a good job of it for sure.
Mr. Producer.
Why do I do it,
Now.
Rat? Why do I
That was Ratty
do it?
there. Oh, you're only getting little snippets of... snippets. Here we go.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Well, before I give you a chance to show how much better you are than the cast...
You have to imagine the Lancashire accent, but that is Peter Sallis, OBE. It's Wallace, Ratty and Gromit, says Forgotten Media.
I'd like to give my old squeeze box here a bit of exercise. It's something you all know, so you can join in at the end. All along the backwater, through the rushes tall, ducks are a-dabbling, up tails all. Ducks' tails, drakes' tails, yellow feet a-quiver, yellow bills all out of sight, busy in the river. Slushy green undergrowth where the roads swim. Here we keep our larder, cool and full and dim. Everyone for what he likes, we like to be. Heads down, tails up, dabbling free. High in the blue above, swift swirl and call. And we're
Down a dabbling, up tails all.
Take a pair of ruby lips, take a pair of... no, perhaps not, perhaps not.
Cleggy, indeed.
Aha! Ooh.
high in the blue above, swift swirl and call, and we're down a dabbling, dabbling, we're down dabbling, up tails all.
Those words actually come from the book. Kenneth Graham wrote little bits of sort of poetry and songs, kind of spliced in at various points throughout the story, and those words are written by him. They've just been put to music.
Now, I must get to my magic lantern.
Yes, I'll take over here, Badger.
Good man.
Right, Mole, old chap. Give me a hand.
I'll
to get
take
this
over
shit
here,
up, will you?
Badger.
Very well. Right away, Ratty.
Where ornate brassware, handsome leather shoes or saddles, and intricately worked silver jewelry may be obtained for a few coppers.
Jewelry, eh?
About 150 miles to the south of Delhi.
This is sweet. This is Badger's entertainment. He's got his slides from his travels when he was a young Badger. I think these are from his travels. I think he's actually been to these places. This is Edwardian entertainment for you. The magic lantern. Pop your slides in, show your photos off, and they're all loving it. They're all enjoying it. I think they are. Don't know. We'll see.
Something quite different.
Nope.
At Agra, the magnificent dome of the... Oh, drat the thing. Oh. The magnificent dome of the Taj Mahal.
Oh, crumbs, Dad. Look at that.
This exquisite white marble mausoleum, built to the memory of his wife by the Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan.
Billy!
Yes, Mr. Ed.
About another 5 minutes of Mr. Badger's, slides. Better go and call Mr. Toad. He'll be in his own bedroom.
Right, Mr. Ed.
Good lad. Well, Mo, we're not doing too badly.
I'm keeping my fingers crossed.
Take a pair of sparkling eyes, take a... Aha! I wonder if a moustache would make me look more handsome. Yes.
That's what I think all the time.
Yes.
Ooh,
This one.
There's a good Brian Bumpus one there.
no,
Not that that's
no,
a fake
no.
moustache.
This
I
one?
think he wears a real one. I wouldn't know. I've never met the
Far
guy.
too common.
Never in the same room.
Oh, that's better. Oh, that's very good. So, sire, would you meddle with me? The finest swordsman in all England? Oh, stupid thing.
Yes. Yes. Ooh, it stings. Ha. Fine.
Ready?
Take a pair of sparkling eyes.
Oh, God.
The moustache. Oh, no.
4 minutes, please, Mr. Toad.
He's choking to death.
Toad, 4 minutes, please.
I heard. I'm in trouble.
Mr. Toad! Mr. Toad! Oh, thank goodness. It's 4 minutes, Mr.
I've lost my voice.
Pardon?
What is the moustache?
David Jason's voicing both of these characters right now.
Oh, golly Moses! Sir!
Oh, thank goodness, Mr. Badger's Where's Toad?
Oh, please, sir. He's lost his voice, sir.
Lost his voice?
Yes, sir, he swallowed his moustache.
Oh, the blithering. Oh, Toad.
And so it
Mr. Toad chokes to death, a wonderful Christmas special. Yeah.
That we make our way back home, to the river, to the woods and copses, to the firesides we know so well. Our long journey, made possible by the wonders of the magic lantern,
Magic.
is over.
I hope he doesn't croak, says Dan Lockie. Very good. That's what they're applauding. They're applauding your joke, Dan.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
Well, that was cute. They all sat and looked at his slides.
Didn't go so badly, eh?
Oh, Badger.
A bit of a problem with... what's the matter?
It's Toad. He's lost his voice.
What?
He swallowed his moustache. He's talking like this. Just like that.
Moustache!
Sorry, can we have that again, please?
His moustache. He's talking like this. Just like that.
Yeah.
Moustache?
It was just like that.
Oh, that creature. Oh, why do I do it?
And he's on next.
Next? Well, where's the choir?
Not ready yet.
I can hardly go on again.
And I've done my song.
Mole.
Mole?
Oh, no, I couldn't.
Mole, you must go on.
But I can't. I don't know anything.
Give me 5 minutes and I'll have the choir ready.
Really, Badger, I couldn't.
Hurry up! Listen to them. It'll spoil the whole evening.
Oh no, the peer pressure.
Good. Mole, please.
Mole, please.
Oh my gosh. All right, I'll go on. I'll do it.
Splendid.
Good old Mole.
Oh, good old Mole.
Oh, he said... I honestly did not know he was going to say that. That was like the Otabix moment. Well, no, it's not, because I knew he was going to say, what's that then, and the Otabix. Good old Mole, I say. Immediately followed by good old Mole.
All right.
That was weird.
I'll go on. I'll do it.
Splendid.
Oh, good old Mole.
DC Flake, this is Cosgrove Hall. Yes, it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, and weasels,
Oh,
thank you.
Very good.
Owing to the sudden and unfortunate disposition of Mr. Toad,
Got about 5 minutes left of this.
I'm afraid that he will not be able to sing us his selections from Gilbert and Sullivan. But we have been fortunate.
Do they all say hooray?
I'm afraid that he will not be able to sing us his selections from Gilbert and Sullivan.
Yeah, some of them do.
We have been fortunate in obtaining the services of that well-known personality, the ever-popular Mole.
Mole?
Come
look at
on,
him.
Moley. We won't eat you.
Oh, I don't know. Come on, Moley.
I would like to...
Oh, well, to her is human.
I would like to sing a little song.
Lovely.
Oh, bless him.
It's called You've Got to Have a Little Bit of Style. You've got to have a little bit... Sorry. You've got to have a little bit of style. Oh, dear.
Yeah, he's got the style, but he can't get over it.
He'll be okay. Don't worry.
We can't have this, you chaps. I'm going to help him out. All right, old fella. We'll show him.
They're good friends.
Now, key of A major, I think, Moley? Hmm?
A major.
Key of A major. And let's give it to them, Moley, with style. Hmm? 1, 2, 3, 4.
You've got to have a little bit of style. That's the thing that always knocks them in the aisle. Just be scintillating, debonair and chic. And Toad can give you hints on after dinner speaking. Then you'll have a little bit of style.
He's dancing and everything.
You've got to have a little bit of style. But if you try too hard, you'll miss it by a mile. So be yourself, don't bother to pretend. And everything you do will have a happy ending. And you'll have a little bit of style.
Oh, he's playing the sponges, the Brillo pads.
Show you've got a little bit of style. So be yourself and you will find your friends. We'll help you make your story have a happy ending. And you'll have a little bit of... You've got to have a little bit of... You've got to have a little bit of... style.
Lovely. Might start dressing up like these guys. Very dapper, says Anthony. You're right. They look great. Look at Rat. My wife would love it if I dressed like that. Oh, look, we're in VHS quality. Can you tell? Oh, look at that. That takes me back. I think my uncle, one of my many uncles, not my gamer uncle, used to have a couple of these on VHS. Not the full set, but just watching this in like grainy quality. It actually makes me feel really, really nostalgic. You know, I almost prefer it to watching it in the slightly sharper DVD quality.
You'll feel that you'd not
Look at that noise,
too
visual
much
noise.
in missing the contribution that we were to have heard from Mr. Toad.
Not off.
But all good things come to an end.
So this, sorry, just to reiterate, and I keep pausing this all the time, but there's a lot to say and I don't want to talk over it. This is the bit that's been reinserted into this version, if you like. I mean, someone's taken the DVD version and they've added this scene in, which was removed when it was released on DVD, but it was available on the VHS release. We think for reasons of copyright for the song they're about to sing.
We are nearing the conclusion of our annual concert. Before we begin our last item, however, I would like to express our thanks to all those who worked
My
so hard
word,
on
Mole,
making the
what
success
a
that it
fella
always
you
is.
are. What a fella.
Good old Mole.
Didn't know you had it in you.
I didn't know myself, Ratty. But, oh, I did enjoy it.
What lovely grain.
And to
You
those
can't, it's
too
difficult to
numerous
replicate that.
mention
You can't
who
just
did
add that
101
easily
jobs
into
that go
modern
on
stuff.
behind the scenes. From painting the posters to preparing the interval refreshments. So, what could be more appropriate than to end this evening with the choir and their rendition of Dulce Domum?
Here we go. Bit of Christmas for you. Again, I think these words are written by Kenneth Graham in the book and they've just been put to music. I think.
Oh, the frosty tide, let your doors swing open wide. The wind stars in by your fire to bide, and joy shall be yours in the morning.
Googling it.
Here we stand in the cold and the sleet, blowing fingers and stamping feet.
It is. Yeah.
Come from far
Carol of the Field Mice.
to greet you by the fire and we in the street, bidding you joy in the morning.
And it looks like, see this, I was second guessing myself for a minute there. According to YouTube, a lot of choirs, actual like church choirs and stuff, will sing this song in their Christmas carol performances. And I think the church near me sang this once, and that's what made me think, is this from the book? But it is, I think, according to a very quick and cursory Google. But how about that? He wrote this in his Wind of the Willows book, and now church choirs up and down the country and across the world sing it as part of their repertoire. How nice is that? So this is on the VHS because Toad swears up a storm, right? Yeah. He's going to get the stash out and drop the C-bomb instantly.
Animals all as if she fell in the stable where they did dwell, and joy shall be yours in the
morning.
Joy shall be yours in the morning.
Oh, that's nice. So maybe someone put it to music and then released that version. Didn't give them the rights to redistribute his song.
Merry Christmas. Splendid.
His version of it, his melody. There we go. Bit of Christmas for you. Not quite done. Nearly done. Is Toad dead? Who knows? I like that no one went to check on Toad. He still had the moustache in his throat when he was last seen. Although, to be fair, I don't think Billy, if that's his name, actually told them he was still choking. He just said he lost his voice.
And weren't those weasels awful?
Weren't they just? And weren't you splendid?
Oh, Ratty, you don't think I showed off, do you?
Showed off, my dear Mo.
It's out! It's out! I'm all right. Oh, now for it. Ladies and gentlemen, I must apologize for the... I... Oh, dear. I say, where are they?
Well, they've gone, Toad.
Gone?
It's all over, Toad. We couldn't wait.
Over? You couldn't... My song? What about my song?
Well, Toad.
Well, Toad.
Next year, Toad. Next year.
Oh, I say.
Aww. Merry Christmas, everyone. Now I'm going to show you one more thing. Just while we're on the subject of the Wind in the Willows, there's a really weird episode that's kind of spooky. So I did kind of want to end on this nice, you know, this. But I am going to end on a little bit of spookums for you.
The tales you have told me, wind in the willows, you just seem to know who you can turn to and which way to go to unwind your wondrous mind. Wind in the willows, take me
Just sorting out. I don't have this to hand. I've just remembered that this exists, and I've had to pull it up on YouTube, which means I need to. Hang on. Let me go on. So there we go. That's that. I will just prep this for you. Don't go anywhere. If I go to that and then go to. A joy shall be yours in the morning. This. Yes. Unlikely allies. Sorry, it's just a YouTube player there. Let me go full screen. Now I'll skim through this, but this is a... Oh, actually, you guys can't see it fortunately, because I'm in studio mode. That's fine. Yes, save changes. Now you should be able to see it. In fact, forgive me, everyone, while I fiddle around with this. No. There, right. Okay, good. We're good. You can see it. So, this is an episode called Unlikely Allies. Now, the weasels... I'll turn this down for a minute. The weasels in The Wind in the Willows occasionally get up to actual serious crime and threaten people with real harm. But mostly they're into... And sometimes they, you know... do stuff that's quite bad, like they'll burgle property or like rob people or stuff. But then also quite often it's quite low stakes, and really they just like pull practical jokes on people and like, you know, ruin Toad's new venture or whatever it is. Yeah, sometimes they do actually do quite bad stuff. They're a gang of crooks, effectively. And they were the villains in most of the episodes. Now, what you're going to see here is a really weird thing. Always, all through the show, for the all of the seasons, the Chief Weasel was the chief of the weasels. He's just called the Chief Weasel. That's his character. And then he has that bumbling henchman who he was trying to tell the joke with. And then there's a bunch of other assorted weasels. And this is a strange episode called Unlikely Allies. I'll just be showing you a couple of scenes from it, but it's very strange and unnerving.
If your feet are cold, what I care about is that you ain't out there nicking things.
Quite right, Chief.
But, Chief... Trouble with you lot is you've no imagination. No sense of irresponsibility.
Quite right, Chief. Quite right.
And you limp lettuce.
Hey?
You undernourished maggot.
Here, steady on, Chief.
Leave you in charge of this band of entrepreneurs, and what happens?
Well, nothing's happened, Chief.
Exactly nothing. Now, Scarper, and don't come back empty-handed or I'll mangle the lot of you.
All right, Chief. We're going. That's not very nice, Chief. Not very...
You're not going.
Oh. Thanks, Chief.
You're cooking my breakfast.
Oh.
Now move yourselves.
Yes, Chief. You're right, Chief. Right, Chief. Yeah. Who does he think he is with his iron mighty ways, eh? Limp lettuce, am I? Undernourished maggot, am I? Well, just you wait, Mr. Bloomin' Intellectual Chief Weasel, 'cause one of these days, when you're resuming your flipping slumbers, I'll slit your slumbering gizzard.
All right, jeez.
Good. Here. Who the heck are you?
Oh my God, what?
Slumbers, I'll slit your slumbering gizzard.
Very good.
Here. Who the heck are you?
An observer. An admirer.
How did you get in? I'd better tell the Chief about you.
Of course. And perhaps I should tell the Chief about you.
Eh?
About your plans for his slumbering gizzard.
Oh, now, look, there's no need to be rash. Besides, I didn't mean that. I was just...
Oh, Mr. Henchman,
eh?
You disappoint me. Perhaps it's time the Chief was replaced.
Replaced?
With someone more capable, more understanding, more sympathetic to the needs of your community. Someone like yourself.
But Oh. Here, just a minute. How did you know my name?
Doesn't everyone know that you are the henchman?
Do they?
Doesn't everyone recognize a leader when they see one?
A leader?
When the blindly selfish see only a limp lettuce. Mm-hmm. When the grasping tyrants see only an undernourished maggot. There are those of us about who see a new chief. A chief who is firm, but kind. A chief who could lead his people to a better life.
One of the weird things about this show is that there was a cast of characters that hardly ever changed, or hardly. They introduced pretty much all the characters in the film that they did. There was even two human characters. There was a judge and a human man. And whenever they need anyone, they get one of the little hedgehogs or little Billy. There's Toad and Badger and Ratty and Mole. There's the Weasels, and then and that's it. And then this guy comes along, and you're like, okay, that's a bit weird. Who is this? And essentially,
I'll go and slit his gizzard now.
No. And he knows people's names. Comes out of nowhere.
Go and tell your chief
in a dark suit
that he has a visitor. Then make his breakfast.
Make his breakfast? But I thought we were going to...
And he wanders into the world.
Yes, Badger.
And basically takes control of the gang of weasels.
Transport available to us.
Right. And then it goes on, and they try and, take over the whole Wild Wood. He really ups their crime game, this guy. And then I think what happens is, almost predictably, the Chief Weasel has been cast out now by this new mysterious gentleman. And then he goes to the riverbank guys, the heroes. He goes to Badger and Toad and Rat, and I think he says you need to help me push out this new guy because he's making the weasels go bad, and I need your help. So they do so, and then right at the end, we have this scene where the weasels have been overthrown. I think they took over Toad Hall briefly, and they've been kicked out by Badger and co.
Sonny. Oh, heck. Hello.
Chief is back in charge of the weasels. They're all being sent off.
Failed by another
and
failed again.
And the mysterious gentleman is very cross.
Failed by another incompetent peck of half-wits. Oh, well. One day. Mr. Badger, I think. Well, time I moved on.
Yes, work your evil, I'm sure you will. But not here. Not yet.
Well, I'm just so glad that awful stranger's gone for good.
Oh, he'll be back. Perhaps not in our lifetimes. Perhaps not in the same form. But with the same evil, you may be sure of it. That always does come back.
Oh, well, it's a pity
He'll be back. Maybe not in our lifetimes. Maybe not in the same form. It's Satan. That, strangely, weirdly, in The Wind in the Willows, Satan just comes in and tries to take over the Wild Wood and the riverbank, and fortunately is driven out. It's a Christmas miracle, isn't it? Just a really strange, eerie episode where for some reason they decided, let's do a story where an immortal demon comes and takes control of the Weasels gang and is driven out by a badger, as all evil usually is. So very strange. So that's that. But Merry Christmas, one and all. I hope you've enjoyed today's stream of some Christmassy animations and a bit of live action as well. 1970s Scrooge. Again, I highly recommend that. I highly recommend the animated one as well, 1971.
This has been a very lovely stream, Peter. I feel festive and spooked in equal measure.
Good.
Thanks so much.
That's the intention, Chip Thompson's Thumbs. I'm glad to hear that you are spooked and festive. Thank you for the bits. Thank you also, Marco Bar, for your bits. You managed to watch the whole stream. Fantastic. I'm glad to hear it. So we're really down to the dregs of...
This was a lot of fun. Merry Christmas, Peter.
Thank you, Stephen, for the bits there, 100 bits. I don't want to say dregs, actually. I was going to say we're down to the dregs of what I know for kind of classic Christmas content. But there are many other things that are Christmassy from this era, of course, the 70s and 80s, that I'm less familiar with. So perhaps next year we'll watch something that I've never seen before. I don't know. Or we'll watch more like Christmas specials of things like we just watched there. That was just a Christmas special of a non-Christmassy TV show. Or perhaps it will be time to finally start revisiting some stuff that we've watched in years gone by. Box of Delights now, I'm not very confident we could legally stream without getting into big trouble. Annoyingly though, it's not even on BritBox anymore. It's alright for me because I own it on DVD, but for anyone who wanted to watch it every year like I do, they need to get hold of a hard copy of it, because for 1 year it was on BritBox and now it's gone again. But they do, either way, regardless of the fact that it's no longer on BritBox, they do seem to police it quite strongly on YouTube. You won't find full episodes of it anywhere on YouTube, so probably difficult for us to stream it, or at least difficult for us to keep the VOD online. I mean, the VOD of the original stream I did of the Box of Delights is not there, whereas Narnia is still there, as is Children of Green Noah, I think it is. And my Halloween stream from last year is on there as well, still. Don't know what we did with this year's Halloween stream, actually, but yeah, there we go. So, there we go. Of course Peter has a BritBox subscription. Yeah, of course I do, of course I do. So, yes, that was Christmas. Definitely give 1971's A Christmas Carol, the animated version, a watch if you can. If you really, really want to watch it properly, you should try and source the very, very scarce DVD, which is not even easy to Google or find online because there are so many things called A Christmas Carol. But if you can find it, it's probably the best way to watch it. The upscaled 4K version is sharp, but all the wrong colours. And the ones that are all the right colours are not very sharp. They're all muddy and blurry. Wind in the Willows is brilliant. You can buy the massive box set, and some of it is also watchable on BritBox as well. And what else did we watch? The Tailor of Gloucester. I think all of that is pretty much on YouTube. You can watch pretty much any Beatrix Potter, the sort of the watercolor style animation stuff. You can find all of that online. Ideally, you should watch your media legally in the best way possible. You know, it's good to support the people who make this stuff. Not that someone who animated something back in 1990 is going to benefit from you buying a copy of DVD of Beatrix Potter anymore, but you know, all the same, I don't like to encourage piracy if I can help it, because you know, it's I don't know, it's good to encourage these people who own the rights to these things to actually keep them available for everyone, and one of the best ways to do that is to pay them money to say, hey, here you go, I want you to keep doing this, thank you. So, I don't know, not sure. Still, everything I've just done is very much illegal. I've just streamed all this stuff to you for free, so I'm talking out of my badger there, but there we go. I hope you've all had a lovely stream. I've had a lovely stream. I hope you've had a lovely year of streams as well. This won't be the last you see me this year on stream, because there is the joint stream coming on Thursday, but it is the last solo stream of the year from me. And then, of course, there'll be a little break because a week today is Christmas Day. Oh my god, how exciting. And 2 weeks today is New Year's Day. So for 2 weeks now, I will be off. But you will see me again live on Twitch on the 8th of January, all being well. And we'll start playing some games again, I suppose. And it'll be time for an art stream soon enough as well, I'm sure, because it's been a little while since we did one of those. I tend to do one every Christmas, but I just haven't got around to it this year because I've been doing Beyond Good and Evil right up until last week. So there we go. So there we go. TP will be a great dad. Sure, we'll see. Right, so thank you, one and all. I hope you have a wonderful Christmas, or not Christmas if you don't celebrate Christmas, but I hope you have a wonderful holiday/festive season, whatever you're doing. Hey, if you're having a low-key one, a chilled one, just at home alone, or home with perhaps one other person, why not spend the night watching some old, weird, vintage television? I don't think there's a better way to do it, to be honest. There's no better way to spend Christmas. Good. That's it from me. Have a wonderful time, everyone. I will see you on Thursday. But if I don't see you on Thursday, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Thanks, everyone, for being with me today and this year. And I'll see you next year. All right, then. Bye.